So it was November. We had our new IDs, our friend came back, and the package with the new controllers for the outboard arrived. So why were we still here?
Mostly two. Okay, maybe three reasons, but mostly two. Reason number one was our rigging, that increasingly didn't really inspire our confidence in it. Which is to say that perhaps it was an overreaction on our part, but its state was getting worse and worse in our heads, and we were trying to figure out which one is it. And two, bureaucracy hit us again, as our cruising permit was due to run out end of December. If you're wondering why not just sail there and back, I will kindly point back at reason number one. We would need to wait for a nice weather window to sail, and from our experience at least, schedules and weather dependence don't really go together that well. So we decided to stay until we had the cruising permit renewed. Our life, comparing to most people living in the cities, is pretty chill, most of the time. But as our friend once said, the highs are higher and the lows are lower. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's been an amazing adventure so far. But we spent the last 3 years refitting our 38-year-old boat, and though we already did a lot, we still have a long way to go, and sometimes it's easy to get lost in what still needs to be done and feel overwhelmed. So we spend the end of the year recharging our internal batteries. There were no major projects, but we wouldn't be ourselves if we didn't come up with at least one alien in transit style idea. Some time ago, Bartek thought about trying to convert old solar panels into evaporation-based water makers. We love solar power, but to pretend it doesn't have any downside would be idiotic. In our opinion, it's for sure the way to go, and all things considered, beats the crap out of the useful but archaic technology of burning fossil fuels. But in the long run, there is the challenge of what to do about panels once they reach the end of life. Unfortunately, so far, a lot of the times the answer to the question, what do we do about the trash, seems to be dump it or shred it. So we experimented with Bartek's idea, not that it would solve the world's problems, but at least it would solve the problem of this particular one that was bound for trash can. We took care of the arduous task of gutting the dead PV cells off camera and used the hardened glass and aluminium frame to create a proof of concept. The general idea goes like this. The bucket, through capillary action on a rug, slowly feeds salt water inside.
Jeszcze słońce by się przydało.
It then gets soaked in by the black fabric inside. The aluminium frame and glass provide some protection from the wind and create a greenhouse of sorts. Sun heats everything up, causing the water to evaporate and leave the salt behind, and the now fresh water condenses on the glass.
Musisz patrzeć, gdzie jakaś zacznie lecieć. Teraz nie widać żadnej aktywności. Leci kropelka sobie.
As everything is slightly tilted, it runs off to the edge where once again through capillary action on a line gets collected into a bottle. After some tests, our rough construction would produce around 200 milliliters a day. I know, not much, but taking into account all the leaks and absolute lack of thermal isolation, not that bad.
Zawiewa gdzieś. Tu może zawiewać, to nie jest tak, że to jest...
We think we can get it up considerably, and as it's completely passive, it would be nice to have, if only to extend the time we need between water runs. As proof of concept, we deemed it somewhat successful and will definitely come back to it. Other than the evaporator project, we mostly just relaxed. We watched a lot of cat entertainment. Apparently, veggie smelling bags are the bestest.
Że zajmuje miejsce na kartach SD i dyskach twardych.
We watched friends sailing back from Gunayala. The sky was truly Panamanian that evening. They arrived, and just in time for a light show and a party. To me, life truly is about balance, and sometimes I need views like these to remind me that it's not all about work, projects, challenges, and goals. Sometimes it's simply about sitting down, being present here and now, and simply enjoying the view.
Tam jest jeszcze żółty Skittles po prawej stronie.
We continued watching the light show as the sun went down and our friend rode to the store for beers.
Będzie teraz przycinał. Nie będzie przycinał?
Przecina. Juju pędzi po browary. Nie pędzi.
Specjalne kręcenie realia życia sailora. Bo wiesz czemu stał tam? Bo
Pompka?
outboard zgasł.
No.
No. Outboard zgasł.
There was a party, one of many recently, as there was a lot of new and old friends arriving in the bay. That day we were celebrating a name day. By the way, if you're interested in some more thoughts about this lifestyle, Bartek started posting some cool stuff on our coffee page, so you can check it out. It's absolutely free. Then it was back to filling up the SD cards with the cat, this time making alien sounds while she looked at the birds. Before we knew it, it was Christmas, and everything slowed down even more. I tried to capture the daily migration of the local birds. Every morning they leave their home tree to do whatever birds do during the day, and every evening they come back creating a beautiful view as they glide just above the water. So I sat down and waited. I managed to film a couple of them, but of course I missed all the bigger vlogs while busy filming something else. I guess I need a bit more patience. Perhaps one day I'll get to a level that will allow me to actually capture them and share that beauty with you, but until then I will follow an advice I read once. And so another year ended. Now recharged by taking it easy for more than a month, I started the year on a mission to review and reorganize all the might need-ems we have. The goal? Give away stuff that we don't need, throw out the stuff that was beyond saving, and redistribute the weight so the heavy stuff is as low as possible.
Chyba nie wieje, nie? Funta, nie wieje.
Nie pada. Things progressively spun out of control, but at the end, the goal was achieved. We also started making the cover for the controller, but that we already covered in the previous video. So, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.